Hey, good evening. Welcome to the Medium channel. Whether you're live or watching this as a video, welcome to this full moon analysis forecast. And as well, we're going to finish up by giving you a few spiritual practices that really energetically sink in with the energies of this full moon. And I have some divination cards too. So they give us another avenue to get messages from spirit. So if you're watching this as a video, in other words, it's not 7 o'clock Eastern time on what day is today? On Wednesday. Then you're watching this as a video. So it takes a minute or two for the live people to get on. I'm going to start in just a minute or two. Just do a few quick hellos. And who's here? Susan's here, and 420's in. Hi, Chris. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Carissa. Hi, Maria. Hi, Stacy. Welcome. And people will be getting their notification and coming on in the next minute or two. So let me grab my water. I think it's like clockwork. Whenever I start talking, my mouth gets dry. So hi, Claire. See, somebody else came in. Hi, Claire. We're getting our notifications. So just a little bit of background. Right now Mercury and Mars are retrograde. So even though we've got this new energy, we're coming to this energetic full moon and everything, things may just seem a little bit slow in moving in the world or in your life or stuff like that. It's going to pick up as the month goes on, basically. So all's good there. And so very powerful energies. It seems like each full moon and each new moon, there's like something to say about it being really, really powerful. And I think a lot of that's the times that we live in now. What was I going to say? For the full 2023 psychic forecast, I did some automatic writing and got some really, I think they were really like very heartfelt messages from the spirits, and then we do a month-by-month forecast. That's up on the channel. We did that on January the 1st. So we did that 2 or 3 days ago. What's today? The 3rd, right? Or no, it's the 4th. Today's the 4th. Okay, so we did it 3 days ago. And tomorrow we have an upload coming in on what did I do this on spiritual practices for this year for people that are empaths and starseeds and light workers. Then Friday we're going to do the actual archangel channeling on the full moon. So another drink of water and we are ready to get started. So I have my notes as usual, and I have my glasses handy as usual also. And hello from Germany. You're up late. So anyway, I think possibly in Germany and points east, the full moon is actually on the 7th of January. But for the rest of us, it's on the 6th of January. Here on the East Coast, it's 6:08 p.m. at 16 degrees Cancer. We talk about 16 degrees a lot because this is the 4th full moon, I think, in a parade of 6 or even 7 that are lining up at 16 degrees. That's important because that's the Tower card. And in the numerological symbol for number 16 is the Shattered Citadel, at least in Chaldean numerology. And it just kind of shows that things are falling so that new and stronger structures can be built in their place. So we're seeing this autumn and winter really as the falling of the old, basically. And these 16 degrees and other factors that were happening with the number 16. I mean, it's crazy. I'm not going to go into it all, but it just shows that this is where we're at right now. So for us, the idea is to stay in our heart, stay in our power, and stay strong and all that good stuff. Now, there's not a ton of direct aspects with this full moon. So it's kind of got that sort of, more independent kind of, I don't know what the right word is, carefree, nonchalant kind of feeling. However, the sun and Mercury are going to be conjuncting on the full moon, which means the moon, because a full moon is a sun-moon opposition. So the moon and Mercury are opposing. And Venus is aspecting this full moon also. It's sextiling sextiling the moon and trining the sun. So these are positive aspects. But whenever we talk about Uranus, we talk about change, we talk about freedom, we talk about revolution and evolution, and expect surprises. Uranus is in Taurus, so I'll get into that in a second. So that's just a little bit of a rundown. Adam, will you be on 111? That's a good question. Maybe I will be. Now that you mention it, that's a nice portal energy. Maybe I will be on 111. Yeah, I'll post this. Thank you. And sending prayers out to you. Thank you, Susan. Sending prayers to everybody as well. All right. So 7 things I wanted to talk about this particular full moon and some of the important parts about this. Now, the first one is completions and letting go. Well, actually, I'm going to reverse the order a bit. All full moons are about manifestation, because the moon is at the peak of its cycle, at the peak of its energy. A great time to work on any manifestation, law of attraction, to light candles. If you do the prayer work, magic or stuff like that, good time for that. I wonder if we'll catch any orbs, because I just saw an orb right in front of me. So we may catch some orbs on this, like we did on 12/12. We got some really cool orbs on that live stream. Some of you saw that. So anyway, so that's that. However, completions and letting go is a really important facet of this. I kind of advertise this event as the Great Purge. I mean, we've been in the Great Purge. Part of the reason of that is that this is the last full moon of the lunar calendar. So once we hit the new moon, that's Lunar New Year, that's Chinese New Year. So this is the last full moon. So this is the completion, the full moon of completion. It's the full wolf moon. So there's a big teaching energy, because the wolves are basically the trackers, the trailblazers, the teachers of society, according to some of the Native American wisdom. So let me see what I wrote here too, because I write things for a reason. Last full moon of the year, plus the retrograde. So that's the other reason. Besides it being the last full moon of the year, Mars and Mercury, that's 2 out of 3 inner planets are in retrograde. So when things are in retrograde, they slow down a little bit. We're supposed to go inward. Mercury really represents the mind and communication. Venus is about your prosperity, about love, about beauty and stuff like that. So this is great time to complete. This is a really good time for any letting go work, any shadow work, any shadow integration. If there's progressive people or issues in your life, thinking about ways of moving on from that, that's a big part of this energy. So the more that you can let go, the more that you can attract new beginnings into your life. And letting go is not like a what's the right word, like a forceful thing. We let go of things by embracing them first. So to truly let go of something, we have to kind of lose that judgment if this of positive and negative, and rather see things as learning and lessons and growth experiences, because spirit doesn't delineate positive from negative. Spirit wants us to experience and grow. So, we're the ones that make that judgment. So in order to really let go, we have to embrace with love, and we sometimes even expressing gratitude. At the end of the day, the petty tyrants in our lives can be our greatest teachers if we embrace the person, embrace the lessons. And then once we're done with that, then we're empowered. And then we can say, see, I'm done with you. I'm going to let you go now. And then you can do it from your heart, not do it from like a perspective of like a feeling forced or being more like on the surface or stuff like that. So that's that. Things are completing. Be willing to complete the cycles. Sometimes letting go and completions are sad. We're all in an awakening process. There's big awakening coming this year. So the idea is, if we can let things go that are keeping us from evolving energetically, that are keeping us kind of tied into like the past or or tied up by other people or stuff like that, it's preventing us from ascending and awakening. So we have to recognize what that is and be willing to let go of it. Some of it's our own personal patterns. Some of us, it's our patterns of choices, patterns of relationships. And we can solve that by going within, going into the heart, and really starting to work from the inside out. I do a lot with the shadow work, the reprogramming. You can find plenty of videos on that on this channel. So that's number 2. Number 3 is there's very, very psychic energy. Now, all full moons are psychic in nature because the moon is reflective. It reflects the sun. It's about water because it influences the tides. But this full moon's in the sign of Cancer. So the full moon is in its rulership this month. That happens every late, during Capricorn season. Every full moon when the sun's in Capricorn is going to be in Cancer. So January can be a very kind of like sort of serene, letting go and being very intuitive, kind of flowing like water. So understand, water's a flow, energy's a flow. When we hold on to things, we interrupt the flow. When we let it go, then we just allow energy to flow through us and around us. And then through our intention and our will, we can influence that flow and influence that energy to apply it in different aspects or different areas of our lives. So it's very psychic. Let's see, what else did Adam write down in his note? Psychic development work. Meditation will be more effective. Very good for all healing work. Cancer energy is very healing, despite the name. Back in I think the 70s or 80s, there's this movement to change the name of Cancer to Moonchild. So some people like Moonchild better than Cancer, but whatever. Anyways, so that's number 3. Number 4 is go against the grain. Originality, nonconformity is an important aspect of this. That is highlighted. That's the Uranus influence, and it's positively aspecting, I think, at 15 degrees, which is the magus, is the symbol in Chaldean numerology. So it's a favorable aspect. So what basically that means, where am I? Here we go. Go against the grain. With the Uranus at play, then thinking outside the box and being original is important. Finding those groups of like mentality, like mind, figuring out ways of making the difference. But nonconformity and even letting go of people that are trying to negatively impose their will on you, it is part of that energy. Expect the unexpected. When Uranus is in play, things get very unpredictable. So you may have some nice surprises coming up because it's in Taurus. It can be financial surprises also because it's aspecting the sun and the moon, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like when you bring up the word financial surprise, everybody assumes it's going to be bad. It could be a good surprise also. So we'll hope for that for all of us. So that's number 4. So number 5, right? There's 7. Okay. 5 is change of family structure and relationships. So the sun is at 16 degrees Capricorn. Capricorn's very sure-footed. And not right this second, but on the full moon it will be. And the full moon's at 16 degrees Cancer. Now, there's that very initiation type of energy associated with these aspects, especially with Uranus at play. And sometimes when we come into spiritual awakening and initiation, we kind of let certain people go and gravitate towards different types of people. And so that's part of the family structure changing. Now, on an individual level, some of you may go through like separations or breakups. Now, the full moon energy doesn't mean that everything happens right on the full moon. And in fact, the last 2 weeks of the lunar cycle are all implicated by the full moon. So as the moon's waning, that full moon energy tends to play out. So you may find that certain friendships and relationships end, but the main thing is the family structure changes. That could be the change of your family of the heart, people with that, your relationship to people and the ideologies of your group. There's likely to be some self-examination, but examining those connections and relationships as you evolve and grow. And I think this full moon combined with this Uranus energy is really going to kick in that higher mind and is really going to start to tell you, hey, this isn't really good for you. You're going in a different direction now. it's not, I mean, yeah, Cancer's a very sentimental sign, but the aspects hitting it aren't really. It kind of says, I mean, it's good to be sentimental, but not to make that like the primary source of your judgments, but rather follow your heart, be in your heart, be in that. Okay. Oh, I even wrote down financial surprises. That was number 6. So I kind of jumped the gun there a little bit. Uh, keep money. What did I even write? See, I don't even know what I write here. All right, secure. Okay, keep money secure. I think I did better right when I wrote what I read, what I wrote when I did automatic writing in the dark, very, very fast. I think my writing was more legible than these notes, which is hard to fathom, but it's true. um, I remember I had an English teacher, and I was big athlete. I was even on varsity basketball at 5'6", and he couldn't understand like how my handwriting could be so terrible when I have such great coordination, and that's still a mystery. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So so now the financial surprises and keeping money secure, that's locally and globally. So that's like in your life, but that's also things that are happening in the world around us. So with all the 16-degree energy, with all the Pluto return in the United States, which has a bearing on world finance and all that stuff, it's really like these old systems that don't work or that are completely unfair to like 95% of the people are getting whittled away. So you may want to consider having more cash in a safe even, or having things in investments in precious metals or things like that. I mean, you don't have to go through quite an extreme, but keep an eye on money. And the last thing, number 7, was big spike in awakening. And we're likely to start to see another wave of that on or after the full moon. They're also talking about, like, I just got this image of waves in the ocean. I mean, there's been some horrific storms on the West Coast, which is a mixed blessing because it's whittling away at a, God, I don't even know, an over 10-year drought, out west. So that's the good news about that. Um, but at the same time, there's likely to be, between now, especially the full moon and the 2 weeks that follow, some pretty intense, weather related issues or natural, related issues. In my 2023, I talked a lot about disasters. I even hate to use the word disasters, issues being more watery in nature, like floods or tidal waves or stuff like that. But that certainly does not exclude things like forest fires and all of that. It's just the way the energy plays out and what's in focus. Like, it's a 7 numerological year, which is Neptune ruled, and Neptune's the water, the god of the underworld. So there we get that. So big spikes in awakening. We're coming into Aquarius season. The first inklings of that happened, I think, yesterday when Venus, or the day before, when Venus moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. And with this full moon, with Uranus, Aquarius's ruling planet, aspecting it, it's kind of bringing in an Aquarian sort of a vibe into this very kind of practical, sure-footed, grounded Capricorn energy. So that's going to help to initiate higher mind stuff, and that's going to help to bring a new wave of awakening. So Venus is all right, and then as the month goes on, more and more planets. I think Mercury is going to be lagging behind the sun because it went into retrograde. So Mercury is actually going to go into Aquarius after the sun does. But when the sun goes in, that's really when it begins. So I just wrote down here, year starts out slow, but full moon begins to catalyze change. So this full moon, if things have been like the first, it's only, the full moon's only on the 5th of the month, the 6th, the month. If it started out a little slow, activity is likely to increase. So on the flip side of this page, I have some spiritual exercises that my guides, the master teachers, have given to us. New York Gardener, don't worry about coming in late. This is YouTube. Everything we do live uploads as a video later on. So, everything's good. So as soon as we're done here, this will be a video. I mean, I started talking when there's only like 10 people on. There's 33 now. So a lot of people missed the beginning. No worries, right? Um, so basically, what I want to say, yeah, for the entire year, I'll pin these on the comment. We had the 2023 forecast for the entire year. I we'll see how it pans out, but it was very strong. We had the January forecast. We also have the new moon forecast. So I'm going to pin all of these to the comments, and I just made a new playlist with the 3 ascension exercise videos. It's really important now that we are able to move energy and to do stuff like that. So I'm going to pin all of those in the comments for you. So the first thing they were saying is do something like ceremonial baths or working with water to cleanse. It's a real purging energy. That's this very watery Cancerian full moon with this powerful Uranus energy being the last full moon of the lunar calendar. It's all about the completion. What don't you want or need anymore? So when I do my ceremonial baths, I'll do essential oils. You can use sea salt also, or kosher salt, if you want to create a more of a dynamic, energetic process. Who did I learn this from? You have somebody that practices, I believe Santeria, taught me this, that you can use vinegar and salt, and that helps to dynamically charge the water to clear negative vibes off of you. But it's all intention at the end of the day, and anything physical or tools to augment that intention. And so I like to charge, set the intention of my water to send energy. Water is very malleable to vibration. Dr. Emoto has shown us that in the water crystal experiments, how our emotions and thoughts affect the quality of the water, affect the molecular, how they form crystals under very specific conditions. So if you charge your water with your intention, your water is conscious, and water will understand that and work with you. So you set the intention and sit in the bath and just feel like any negative energy, any stuck energy, anything from the past you don't need anymore in this present moment. Just feel the water absorbing that. And I like to stay in the tub and just kind of watch it go down the drain. And then once it's down the drain, then it's like it's gone. And do those. If you don't have a shower, you can improvise. I mean, if you don't have a bath, you can improvise with your shower and just sort of set the intentions of the water running down you like a waterfall is carrying all negative energy off you. But they're saying definitely do some ceremonial bathing for spiritual cleansing and release. Then they say work with water, get in the habit of charging your water, like charging my water. I'll hold it in my hands here. I'll open my heart, feel love, gratitude, appreciation, send that from my heart, project that in the water, and feel happy emotions, even say love, gratitude, or prayers. Charge your water for your intention. I have a video, maybe I'll pin that one also, on how to charge your water for law of attraction work. If I remember all this stuff, yes. Great tip, vinegar, Avatar 2. Oh my goodness, I loved Avatar 1. I mean, I thought it was a little bit over the top with some of the scenes and the violent part, but the movie just it's right here. I loved Avatar, so I'm sure I'll love Avatar 2 just as much. All right, so work with charging water, meditations in water. I sense a theme here. Meditations in water, visualizing waterfalls in your meditation go through your body, cleaning the cells. So in this meditation, I'm not going to do a guided meditation. Like any other meditation, we get relaxed, we get present, and we become aware. In this one, we become aware of our body, our energy fields, and aware of the fact that within our body is mostly empty space. Atomic structure shows that we're 99.999% empty space, and then between the cells, there's also empty space. So as you're doing your meditation, you visualize like water flow flowing through you as well as around your body, and letting that water clean your cells. So you just imagine it's cleaning every cell in your body, cleaning the energy, the space in between the cells, between the atoms, clearing all emotional or energetic cogs as a part of that. And you can do that as a meditation over the next 2 weeks. And then they said, do some work to build up your auric shields. And I think part of this is it's very empathic energy with Cancer at play so much, the sign Cancer, not the illness. And we tend to be overly sensitive. So I have in my latest shadow work, it's actually a year old. I need to make a new updated shadow integration video. I have a technique that we work with the candle, and we kind of imagine that as you gaze at the candle, you step into the candle and allow the flame to strengthen your auric shield, so you can actually create a little bit of separation from all the madness and craziness of the world. We need to do that sometimes. So building, doing some meditation work to build your auric shield. And everything else we teach. Okay, the last thing I wrote is everything else that we teach on the Medium channel. Go out into nature, feel the flow, practice your presence, practice your double down on your presence practice, do the heart brain coherence work, or something equivalent to that. In tomorrow's upload, I one of the things I shared is a new well, it's not a new heart heart expansion or growth exercise. It's just something I haven't done much here on the channel. So you'll have a new exercise to work with. It comes out 7 tomorrow. Ascension exercises, nature center, all that good stuff. So let's finish up. Let's do a little divination and see what else Spirit wants to input here. All right, I'll remember that. That's the next thing I do when I'm done here. I do the back office work, so to speak, and then I'll pin things to the comment. So again, what's coming up? Oh yes, Friday. It's at 8 o'clock, not 7, because I'm working till 7 on Friday. We're gonna do the full moon archangel activation. With the archangel. I believe we're gonna be working with Archangel Uriel, which we haven't done for a while, although others may show up, and then we work with the master teacher. So that's really to help you with the energies of that. Hey, Wild Style, welcome. It's funny, I must be psychic, because just yesterday, I hadn't really thought about you or seen you for a while, and just yesterday you popped up in my mind, and that happens all the time. Like out of the blue, I may think of a client that I haven't seen for a year, and sure enough, that week they always book an appointment. For better, for worse, I definitely feel when people are sending me energy. I mean, I think it's for better, because then if I don't like it, I can block it or shield it. So definitely for the better. So Friday at 8 Eastern time, Friday night. That's really the only upcoming thing. We may do a 111. Somebody suggested that. I think that's not a bad idea. All right. Well, we missed you too. So thank you for coming back. And because you're an old, well, a young but old YouTuber, you know that this is going to upload as a video as soon as I'm done. So that's good. All right. So let's finish up with our divination. Let me do the this one first. These are our sacred geometry cards. Maybe I should invest in a bigger table. What do you guys think? I have this little table, kind of like an elevated coffee table that I work on. Although usually I'm on my I think I was Japanese in another lifetime, because most of my furniture is low to the ground, and I eat on the floor with a low table. So I don't know, sharing some personal habits with you guys. All right, so let me clear my mind. What do I always say? When you're thinking, you're not connecting with spirit. When you're connecting, you're not thinking. I found my card. Ooh, I like this one. It's compassion. That really fits in with that Cancerian energy now, doesn't it? That's a very lunar, very compassionate energy. So the idea. Let me see if I can arrange this so that the ring light's not reflecting off of this. And the idea is just to, take a moment, if you want to come back to this, just to really kind of gaze and allow this sacred geometry. It's kind of like this one's sort of a flower of life motif, just to kind of connect with it and become one with it. And the little blurb is, I'm going to need to turn so you guys get to see my bald head. Isn't that exciting? Yay! The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth. That's very good for mediums and channels, right? So heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. So basically become that channel of universal love and light and expand that into the world. We do a lot of that in our transmissions also. So that's something that they wanted to add on, and that's perfect for this energy. So thank you, Spirit. And I also have my Doreen Virtue messages from the angels, although she's kind of put the call out there to not sell her cards anymore and all that stuff. But I think they're quite brilliant myself, even if she's not so into it anymore. Her belief system has changed, as many of you know. We'll leave it at that. So this is tuning into the angels and getting the angel message. And here's what we got. I like this one. Let's see this. Azure, your desired outcome will occur in the very near future. Have patience and faith, and don't try to force it to happen. And I'm looking at this card. That's the message that I'm getting. When we desire something in our lives, it's all too easy to just try to force it and try to dwell on it and think about it. But what we resist persists. And the thing is, when we feel that we need to force things, it's really born out of a lack mentality. In other words, subconsciously or otherwise, you're more focused on the lack of what you desire rather than the attainment of it. So when we get into this energy of wanting and needing, we're actually delaying the progress. We're actually pushing it away. So if we have a desire, something we desire in our lives, we make it real in the present moment in our heart, and we let it go. You're not like let it go in a way we don't care, but let it go that we're not like dwelling on it, because we feel like we already have it. Then we change the vibration of the universe so that it happens more easily. So they just want a lot of you to know in this community, maybe it's a message for me too, that what we desire is very close to happening, but we just have to step out of the way now and do the final sort of letting go. Again, be grateful. That's the key. That's the ticket. That's sort of the missing link in law of attraction. Not for all teachers. Joe Dispenza does a really good job in explaining how this works, which is one of the reasons I like him as a teacher, because he's very good at explaining things that are hard to explain when it comes to dynamics of the subconscious and energy. And then he's able to relate it to the hormonal system, to the endocrine system of the body. But basically, the long and the short of that is that if you can really feel in your hearts, like if you can get super present, that you're basically the observer, like you're not a name, a job, a birthday, any of that stuff, your energy, and you're observing in that moment your breath, your body, the sounds you hear, your smells, but you're just observing it. And then you create an image in your mind in the present moment if it's already happening, and you open your heart in a process of like either heart-brain coherence or something where you expand your heart in gratitude and become grateful for an outcome that hasn't physically happened yet, but it's so real in your heart. Then you set the wheels in motion. And if there's any cogs in your manifestation, it's going to start to come true. So that's basically, I think that's the last message of the day. So thank you. Yeah. She card came up. Yes. Passion is great. Yeah, anybody that came in late, you know the drill. As soon as we end, which is going to be in like 1 minute, as soon as we end, then you can go back and watch the whole thing. So again, I thank you everybody for being here. Happy New Year. I love you. I appreciate you so much. And I'm looking forward to another great year of growth and expansion and being able to get this message out to more people and to be able to connect with more communities. Now, on Sunday after tarot time, we have Blindly Inspired. I think, oh, yes, she is still on. Yes. We have her coming on to teach us a little bit about Feng Shui and how you can improve the interior of your home to let the energies flow more smoothly. And that's going to really help with your law of attraction. Because I think a lot of people have so much obstruction in their living space that they're not really letting things flow into their life that easily and smoothly. So she's going to help us out with that. So thank you for coming on all the way from Germany, I might add. Thank you so much. And that's what I have. So thank you, everybody. So that's going to be Sunday. I believe we scheduled that for 1 o'clock Eastern time. So tarot time's always at 11 every Sunday. And then this Sunday, 1 o'clock, we have Feng Shui. So that's what I have for you. Have a beautiful night. Happy full moon, everybody. And we'll see you 8 p.m. Eastern time Friday for our monthly full moon transmission. I love you. Bye.